Hi, everyone. Welcome to GreenBiz Studio. I'm Dylan Siegler, and I lead corporate sustainability at GreenBiz Group. I'm here with Sandeep Bangaru, Vice President of Circular Platforms at Eastman. Welcome, Sandeep.
Thank you, Dylan. Great to be here.
Now, Sandeep and his team are responsible for launching polyester circularity projects at Eastman and delivering the environmental outcomes that come along with those projects. We're excited to have the chance to pick his brain about this topic that's generating a lot of animated conversation in the circular economy space, molecular recycling. Eastman and others in the chemicals and materials business have invested heavily in molecular recycling as a solution to the plastic waste crisis globally. So, Sandeep, molecular recycling is very different from typical mechanical recycling processes that are used for plastics. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure, Dylan. And if I focus the conversation on polyesters and speak a little bit about what we're doing in molecular recycling on polyesters, we're actually taking a range of polyester-rich feedstock streams that would typically go to landfill or incineration, not really have a market or home, and depolymerizing those back to the monomer level. And that allows us to really purify those monomers as building blocks and come back to new virgin quality grade polyester. And so when you do that, you can go back into a range of end markets, whether that's food contact markets, medical grade packaging markets, but a range of end markets. So it's really exciting for us to be able to go back to the monomer level, unlike staying at the polymer level with traditional mechanical recycling.
Got it. Depolymerize is not a word I use in my daily life very often. So learning about this with that in mind, in your view, given your work at Eastman, what then needs to happen to create a better functioning circular economy for plastics?
So I think it's a great question, Dylan. The first element is that a recognition that we need to do better at creating a circular economy on these materials. I think a lot of folks have seen the stats on global plastics, roughly 260 million tons a year disposed of plastics globally. Less than 15% of that, a little over 10% of that actually gets recycled back into the circular economy. So we've got to do better. And part of that is we need a broader suite of technologies that are able to handle the range of plastic feedstocks and waste streams, and really broaden the aperture of what can get recycled and brought back into the circular economy. So one, it's a recognition that there's the opportunity to do a lot better than what we have been doing. Two, it's having smart policy that allows for a variety of technologies to innovate towards those environmental outcomes, to get more of the plastic waste streams back into the circular economy with high yield, high efficiency, and great environmental outcomes. And then thirdly, we need expanded infrastructure on collection, sortation, getting the right materials to the mechanical recycling industry that exists, to new technologies on molecular recycling, advanced recycling technologies. But all of that infrastructure, along with policy, needs to come into place. If that happens, there's a great opportunity to make a tremendous impact on environmental outcomes.
At Eastman, given how central these materials are to your business, what do you see as the biggest barriers to creating the type of circularity you're talking about for this material?
So I think, Dylan, after a recognition that we need more innovation in this space, it then comes to making sure there's smart policies that allow for that innovation to happen. First and foremost, a recognition that plastics are going to be needed in many parts of the economy. They're the best solution from an environmental standpoint for many types of packaging versus alternatives. The question is then, how do you best deal with plastics through the whole life cycle? We certainly believe in a 3Rs approach: reduce where you can, and there are opportunities to reduce the use of plastics, drive to more reuse, and then drive to effective and efficient recycling. And I think the more policy can really put frameworks in place that adhere to those 3 Rs, but allow innovation and new technologies that drive efficiency in the third R, the recycling part, there's really an opportunity then to scale new technologies and to make an impact, a really positive impact.
It has been absolutely fascinating hearing your perspective on this wide-ranging issue. Before we close, is there anything that we didn't get to that you'd like to add?
That this innovation is happening now, and it can make an impact immediately. It's not a distant future projection. We're really excited that later this year, we'll be starting up our first plant in our molecular recycling of polyesters. And it's projected to process over 100,000 tons of polyester waste that would have otherwise gone to landfill or incineration, and really get that back into the circular economy in high quality applications. So it's going to be phenomenal to see this happening this year, and doing all of that at a substantially lower, over 30% lower greenhouse gas footprint compared to traditional fossil virgin production. So we're really excited to see this becoming a reality immediately and starting to make an impact on the plastic waste crisis.
I've been speaking with Sandeep Bangaru, Vice President, Circular Platforms at Eastman. Thank you for joining us, Sandeep, and we hope to see everyone again soon for another GreenBiz Studio.
Thank you, Dylan.